Vandeham Shri Guru Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsam.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome back to yet another interesting episode of Pariprashna. So today happens to be the 69th episode of Pariprashna. As you know, in the previous episode, we have started discussing Canto number 5 and we have briefly touched upon the first 4 chapters. So we started discussing about this wonderful activity of Priyavrata Maharaj, how he started competing with Lord Sun, Surya Bhagwan, and then the 7 islands and 7 oceans that he created. Then the eldest son of Priyavrata Maharaj, that is Agnidra, we talked about him. And then his eldest son, Maharaja Nabhi, so we discussed about him as well. And how he did this whole big sacrifice. And from that, he asked for the benediction from the Supreme Lord through the priest that he wanted the Supreme Lord himself as his son. And the Lord reciprocated. And that led to his eldest son, Rishabhadeva. So we just talked very, very briefly about the appearance of Rishabhadeva in the previous episode. So today we will continue from there. So our objective today is to discuss 3 beautiful chapters. Chapter number 5, which talks about Rishabhadeva instructs his sons. And then chapter number 6, Rishabhadeva's disappearance. And then his eldest son, that is King Bharata. So that we will talk about in chapter number 7, King Bharata's rule and sacrifices. And as always, we have quite a lot of ground to cover. So let's go ahead and continue to inquire and learn from His Holiness Bhakti Padma Swami Maharaj. So Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
So Maharaj, starting chapter 5 here. So Rishabhadeva is speaking here. I'll just quote the very first shloka and we'll get into his teachings. Rishabha uvacha nayam deho deha bhajamra loke Kashtan kaman arhate vidbhujamye tapo divyam putrakayena sattvam shuddhyed yasmad brahma saukyam tvanantam. Lord Rishabhadeva told his sons, my dear boys, of all the living entities who have accepted material bodies in this world, one who has been awarded this human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hogs that eat stool. One should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. By such activity, one's heart is purified, and when one attains this position, he attains eternal blissful life, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continues forever. So Maharaj, right at the beginning, Rishabhadeva is instructing his 100 sons. And why does he start off by talking about the importance of human life? And how, if human life is simply used in sense gratification, it is equivalent of a pig's life. That is quite a strong statement to make.
Yeah, not only to you, everyone. These statements are strong because the greater the disease, the stronger the medicine should be.
Nice.
Now, the disease of materialistic existence is so strong that people don't think that every thought and every act of sense enjoyment is actually inviting trouble. And that is why to establish bhakti as the goal of life, one has to understand that sense enjoyment is not the goal of life. So to explain that how obnoxious is the desires for sense enjoyment, he speaks a very powerful point, saying that pigs are also into sense enjoyment. And the pigs are getting the sense enjoyment free of cost. And they don't have to undergo so much of trouble to get that sense enjoyment. Whereas to get something the pigs are getting free of cost. You are working hard for it. That means you are worse than a pig.
Whoa.
It is not that you are like a pig. You are worse than the pig. Just imagine the pig is getting sense enjoyment. It is producing 12 children and having its own family life, and they can eat anything and go anywhere and then be happy. But it doesn't have to go through all the education, the higher education, tension in the job,
Yeah.
taking loans, building a house. All these things are not required for a pig to enjoy.
Mm.
Whereas you have to do all these things, study, get some job, earn some money, then only you can enjoy.
Mm.
And now the pig, after enjoyment of doing some sense enjoyment of eating anything and everything, but still it doesn't fall sick. Whereas if you just involve in some kind of sense enjoyment, you fall sick.
Mm.
Most of the people, they go for some sense enjoyment to some place of some beach or some party. Next day they are sick.
Mm.
They fall sick. So that shows that human body is not meant for sense enjoyment.
Mm.
Now somebody may say, no, it is dharma, it's austerity. I'm doing austerity. It's not sense enjoyment. You know how difficult it is to run a family, how difficult it is to earn money. You just only see I'm enjoying, but actually there's a lot of tapasya behind it.
Mm.
Then answering that, Kashtam Kaman Arate Vidbhujami Tapo Divyam. He says the trees are also doing tapasya. Are the trees not standing under the hot sun?
Yeah.
Aren't the trees under the rain experiencing so much of tapasya? They see the heat and the cold as the same. So trees are also doing tapasya.
Mm.
But what is the result of their tapasya? What is the result of their tapasya? Nothing. Because the tapasya is not in connection with Krishna.
Mm.
So your sense enjoyment is also misery. Tapasya is also misery.
Mm.
You do tapasya for sense enjoyment, and the sense enjoyment is actually misery. And so the tapasya involves misery, and that leads to another misery. And in this way, the life of misery continues.
Mm.
On the other hand, somebody may say, you know how much hard work I have done, खून पसीना बना के मैंने संपत्ति बनाया है. Hard work, tapasya I have done, so much of tapasya I have done. But the trees are also doing tapasya. So what is the big thing in that? Because your tapasya is not divya. The tapasya, what the trees are doing, you are also doing the same tapasya, heat and cold. But the tapasya is not there because it is not connected with Krishna.
Mm. So
only those tapasya which are connected to Krishna, that becomes divine.
Mm.
So, Tapo divyam putraka yena sattvam shuddhet, because by doing tapasya in connection with Krishna, that tapasya shuddhet, that purifies the sattvam, the mind is purified, antakarana is purified by that austerity. Whereas the austerity performed by Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, they also performed austerity. But the purpose of that austerity is sense enjoyment. So that austerity is also as obnoxious as sense enjoyment. As obnoxious as a pig stool. What the pig eats is enjoyment, and the pig stool, that is more obnoxious. So your tapasya is more obnoxious than the enjoyment.
I thought Rishabhadeva's statement was quite strong. You made it even stronger. He at least called pig. You said it worse than pig. You took it to another level. Isn't it quite interesting, Maharaj, the way Krishna has created, their very desire to enjoy is actually a source of misery. Kashtan kaman, the material desire. So it's exactly ulta, opposite. So the more I want to enjoy, the more I will suffer actually.
Yeah, that is what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, that yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yona evate adyantavanta kauntaya nateshu ramate buddha. Those who are Buddha, intelligent, they are not nateshu ramate, they are not interested in this. because they know it is having beginning and end. At the same time, uh, it is dukkha yoni. It is the cause of future misery.
Okay. And Tapo Divyam, how does one understand that I am doing Tapo Divyam? You said it's connected with Krishna, but what is the characteristic feature of Tapo Divyam?
Any tapasya meant to please Krishna, that is divya. Like Ekadashi.
Uh-huh.
So we perform Ekadashi according to one's ability to fast. That tapasya pleases Krishna.
Okay.
Janmashtami fasting, that is one tapasya. But Srila Prabhupada said any work in this world is not easy. So if you do the work for Krishna, the difficulty which is involved in accomplishing that work for Krishna, that is tapasya. So especially working for Krishna involves preaching Krishna consciousness. It is the most difficult thing. It's not easy. Because you are selling a product which nobody wants, or a product which is the least priority in everybody's life. You're marketing this product called Krishna consciousness. And it is easy. It's not easy. So the difficulties which are involved in preaching Krishna consciousness, that itself is tapasya. So the devotees need not accept any extra difficulties. If you are preaching the difficulties which come in the path of preaching Krishna consciousness, that itself is tapasya. That is Srila Prabhupada did not emphasize on extra endeavors of tapasya, like fasting and severe fasting and all these things. Because he knew the devotees, preachers of Krishna consciousness, they are already experiencing so much of trouble in their preaching endeavors that itself is the greatest tapasya.
Yeah. Nice, Maharaj. Just a point on that. Today, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's appearance day. You were talking about Ekadashi Vrata and the importance of preaching. So just a little anecdote there. Once Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur asked his disciples, why hasn't anybody gone out to preach today, distribute books and other things? They said, today is Ekadashi, so we are just staying here and chanting. We're all fasting. He said, if that is the case, you better have Ekadashi prasadam prepared, you eat nice prasadam and go out for preaching. We can't afford to waste a single day not going out on prachara. So, which you are also saying, preaching is the essence. Very nice. So, Maharaj, moving to the second verse here. Mahat sevam dwaramahur vimuktes tamo dwaram yoshitam sangi sangam mahantaste samachitta prashanta vimanyava suhrida sadavo ye. One can attain the path of liberation from material bondage only by rendering service to highly advanced spiritual personalities. These personalities are impersonalists and devotees. Whether one wants to merge into the Lord's existence or wants to associate with the personality of Godhead, one should render service to the Mahatmas. For those who are not interested in such activities, who associate with people fond of women and sex, the path to hell is wide open. The Mahatmas are equipoised. They do not see any difference between one living entity and another. They are very peaceful and are fully engaged in devotional service. They are devoid of anger and they work for the benefit of everyone. They do not behave in any abominable way. Such people are known as Mahatmas. So, Maharaj, if you can say something about how Mahat Seva is the doorway for liberation. Who is a Mahatma and how do we render Mahat Seva and how does that become a doorway to liberation?
This has been the concept of Bhagavatam practically in every canto. In the third canto also we discussed that prasangam majaram bhasham atmana kavavidu saiva sadhushu kruto mokshadvara papamritam. Attachment is the nature of the soul, and that attachment is for modes of nature, things or objects or people of this world, that becomes a cause of bondage. And the same attachment, when it is applied to a sadhu, that becomes the cause of liberation. So the human body, or even the mind, it can solve both purposes. Your fall down, bondage, and suffering. The same human body can be the cause of your liberation and transcendental bliss. So, how is it possible? One body only. Now, how can one body get two things? By your association.
Mm.
If you associate with those who are materialistic people, then your cause of fall down. Whether it is human body or human existence, your mind. Amrita Bodhini Upanishad says that Manaya Manushyanam Karanam Bandha Mokshayo Bandhayan Vishyan Sango Mokshaya Nirvishyan Manaha. So Manaya Manushyanam Karanam Bandha Mokshayo. When mind is the cause of bondage, mind is the both bondage and liberation. In the same way, human body, human life is meant, is a cause of bondage and as a liberation. You decide. Now, Mahat Sevam Dvaramahur Vimukte. Vimuktehe. If you associate with those who are in the path of liberation, who are of two kinds, has been described in this verse.
Yeah.
Shanta Chitta Prashantaha. Shanta Chitta Prashantaha Vimanyataha Surada Sadavo Ye. So those who are Shanta Chitta, those who are like into Brahman liberation, and others are those who are devotees. If you associate with them, how do you associate? That is described as Mahat Sevan. Association means doing seva. Not that, okay, you are there, I am here, I am looking at you look at me, you bless me. No, it is seva. By service, one actually associates. So this association actually takes us to liberation because that is a system made by Krishna.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Maharaj, although he talks about two types, that is one devotees and the impersonalist, in the very next shloka, he seems to be highlighting or emphasizing more on the devotees. And also in the third verse, Rishabhadev is saying, devotees may remain in household life, but yet at the same time, they don't have material attachment. They are not attached to their homes, their wife, their children, etc. So how does this redefine our usual understanding of renunciation and detachment?
One is detachment from matter, other is attachment to Krishna. So those who are detached from matter but not attached to Krishna, their detachment may not be long lasting. So associating with such sadhus will only take you to Brahman realization.
Okay.
Whereas on the other hand, those who are attached to Krishna, it doesn't matter where they are. Whether grihe take, vane take, sada hari bole dhako. Hamesha, always, what you do, chant the names of Hari. It doesn't matter where they are, whether in the house, whether they are in the forest. Keva maisha krita saurudartha. Those who are saudartha, the second category of sadhus who are attached to Krishna. Janeshu deham vartikeshu griheshu jayatma jarati matsu na priti yukta yavadartha chaloke. They may be in the house, but they use everything in service of Krishna. Na arthachaloke, yavad arthachaloke. So very interesting. They are not attached, na priti yukta, but they are always discussing with persons who are attached. They're not attached to these people, but they are attached only to glorifying Krishna. They perform bhakti in serving the lotus feet of the Lord. And to serve, you require wealth. They use the wealth. By using wealth and also your family members in service of Krishna, they are detached from them.
Okay.
whatever wealth they have in the family, they use it in serving Krishna. In that way, they are detached in spite of they being in the house. Like Krishna also talks about it in the Bhagavad Gita. Padma patra mivambasa brahmanyadaya karmani sangam tektva karoti yaha nalipyate nasapapena lipyate sapapena padma patra mivambasa. So, like a lotus leaf in water. In the lake, it is there in the kitchen, in the water, but it is not touched by the water. So, sometimes the devotees, they say, oh, I have a lot of wealth, I have family members, a lot of influence. Why I should leave them? Because everything belongs to Krishna, I should use them. If I don't use them in Krishna service, somebody will use in sense enjoyment.
Yeah. Very nice explanation, Maharaj. So, Maharaj, next section, for the next 6 verses, 4 to 9, Rishabhadev is talking more about transmigration of the soul. So, in explaining how a person repeatedly falls into the suffering bodies, what is the core mistake that a jiva does because of which it is having to repeatedly take on different kinds of bodies?
The core mistake is this: evam manaha karma vasham prayunte. The mind becomes absorbed. Avidyaya atma upadhiyamane. Avidyaya atma upadhiyamane. That is the problem. That is the core problem. Avidya. So what is that avidya? To forget Krishna, it is avidya.
Yeah.
So there may be so many explanations to the word avidya, but the real avidya is this thing: not to know my relationship with Krishna. So when one forget Krishna, then you have to remember someone, then you remember that I am the body. Oh, then everything starts. The whole material existence is because of forgetting that I am servant of Krishna.
Okay.
To such an extent, when you forget your relationship with Krishna, then you develop relation in so many things in this world. And naturally, the nature of the soul is to be attached. If you're not attached to Krishna, you'll be attached to something.
Yeah.
So they are attached to many objects in this world. When you are attached, these objects give you misery. Then that because of misery, you become detached from that object and get attached to another object. When that object gives you misery, you become detached from that object and attached to another object.
Very true. Yeah.
When you get attached to a person, especially a woman, it is man, for a man it is woman. Then what happens when a man is attached to woman, so much of misery comes, then he wants to what? Detach. But objects are unconscious, they are not attached. Whereas she is attached, so she pulls you.
Okay.
He says in the 8th verse, Pumsastri mithuni bhavametan. Tayor mito hriday granti mar. Mito hriday granti. So it has been seen in family life. One day the husband gets fed up and says, I'm fed up with you, I'm just going. Then she starts crying, how can I live without you? How can I live without you? Children are there. Then he becomes okay. Fine. One day the wife becomes fed up and says, I'm fed up with all of you. I'm just done. I'm going. He says, oh, without wife, no life. He starts crying. So there is a hriday granthi. There's granthi from both sides. If one knot get loosened, the other tightens it. If this knot get loosened, the other tightens it.
Pathetic.
So that's the problem. So in this way, very difficult to get out of attachment. And it's all because you forget that servant of Krishna.
Very nice. Yeah, go ahead, Maharaj. So that makes sense. So that is why when I was reading, I was like, why this is called double knot? Why double knot here? Knot means knot. Everywhere it is knot only. So now it makes sense. Why this is double knot? Because there is reciprocation from both ends.
Yeah.
Okay. So Maharaj, what if you wanted to say something, Maharaj?
No, I just remembered when you talk
Ah,
about knot.
yeah.
Um, in when I was in working in the ship and not college also,
Uh-huh.
they teach us different kinds of knots or ropes because
Okay.
we require to know how to
Uh-huh.
tie.
Oh.
There is a knot called a double knot. If one loosens, other tightens it. If this
Okay.
loosens, there is basically a knot.
Yeah.
Just take a rope and put a double knot because the ship moves here and there, and there's always sometimes some loosens, other tightens. In this loosens, other tightens.
Okay. Maharaj, what if somebody counter argues? Okay, you said ignorance, this, that, but they say even out of that ignorance, we are performing pious acts, Maharaj. We are doing dana dharma, we are giving charity to your own ISKCON, we are doing so many things. Why you can, why are we going to suffer? We are not sinful people. We are doing pious acts. So what is the problem?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. When you do
Uh-huh.
these pious activities are also done because there is attachment.
Okay.
So these pious activities in which involve some tapasya, some kind of renunciation, some kind of knowledge also, some kind of punya also,
Mm-hmm.
but that is also pertaining to this world.
Mm-hmm.
Without Krishna, all these pious activities are a glorified form of attachment of this
Okay.
world. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That is also another kind of ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
Dharma
Mm-hmm.
is ignorance.
Okay.
That is a fundamental principle based on which the whole Bhagavad Gita is standing. Dharma is ignorance.
Mm.
Of course, that is the first principle of Bhagavatam also.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so, forgetfulness of Krishna manifests in many forms, four
Okay.
forms: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people think Kama is only ignorance. No,
Mm.
Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha are four forms of ignorance,
Okay.
and out of which Moksha is the highest form of ignorance
Wow.
because there is no understanding of the personality of Godhead.
Mm.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And Rishabhadev starts speaking about how Atma Tattva, inquiry into Atma Tattva, is a turning point in one's life. So, why is self inquiry so essential, and what actually changes in a person who begins asking these deeper existential questions?
Hmm. Atma jignasu jignasya tapasyeha nivritya.
Mhm.
But these are all secondary to Guru Bhakti.
Okay.
That's why वितृष्णया द्वन्द्वतितीक्षया च सर्वत्र जन्तोर्व्यसावर्गत्या जिज्ञासया तपसेह निवृत्त्या मत्कर्मभिर्मत्कतया च नित्यं मद्देव संगा गुणकीर्तनं मे निर्वैर्यसाम्योपशमनेन पुत्रा जिज्ञासया देह गेहेन बुद्ध्या. So, among all these things, first one is worshipping Guru.
Mm.
That is the main principle.
Mhm.
Hmm. Devotion to Guru. Hmm. Now, all the other things are secondary.
Okay.
Jigyasa, okay, Jigyasa, where will you go and do Jigyasa? To Guru.
Mm.
So, Guru Bhakti is the principle. Okay, I do tapasya for what? As Guru Seva.
Mm.
So all the other qualities mentioned in this verse or any other verse are all subservient to Guru Bhakti.
Okay.
Without Guru Bhakti, tapasya is no tapasya. Without Guru Bhakti, tolerance is no tolerance. Without Guru Bhakti, uh, you may say I am doing donation. That's also not a donation. All these things are secondary to Guru. Again, coming back to the point, Mahat Seva. It started with that, and he also continues with this same principle that everything should be subservient, like control of speech, celibacy, even if you're doing dharma, performing your prescribed duties, even getting knowledge, you name it Ashtanga Yoga, you name it, everything should be according to the principle of Guru Bhakti, following the instructions of Guru.
Okay. So Maharaj, jumping to this 18th verse here, quite a very important shloka which is repeated quite often actually. So I'll just quote the verse and then ask. Guru nasasya swajano nasasya pita nasasya janani nasasya daivam natasya napatischa sasya namo chayedya samupeta mrutyum. One who cannot deliver his dependents from the path of repeated birth and death should never become a spiritual master, a father, a husband, a mother, or a worshipable demigod. So, such a beautiful verse, Maharaj. It is said that one should not become a spiritual master, a father, a husband, a mother, or a worshipable demigod if they cannot deliver their dependents from the path of repeated birth and death. So, if you can elaborate on this verse more, Maharaj.
So much of emphasis on Mahat Seva, Guru Bhakti. Then what about my father? What about my mother? Is it that we should not consider them at all as anybody? My mother, no. Or my father, my husband, my wife, my demigod. And what about them? Yes, your father is a father. But he is only a father when he teaches you bhakti. Otherwise, he is not a father. Another way, if you cannot deliver your son, don't become a father. So, when your father is acting as a guru, then only your father is a father.
Okay.
When your guru, the so-called guru, is acting as a person who delivers you from the cycle of birth and death, then only is guru. Otherwise, not guru. So that is why we see that Bali Maharaj, he rejected Shukracharya as guru because he became an obstruction for his bhakti. So just rejecting guru is sin? No, there is no sin in that because your guru rejected Krishna, so you reject Krishna. You rejected guru. Since your guru rejected Krishna, since your guru has nothing to do with Krishna, you have nothing to do with your guru. No sin.
Okay.
Then what happened? Shukracharya was rejected by Bali. Vibhishana rejected Ravana. Prahlad rejected his father Hiranyakashipu. Bharata rejected Kaikeyi. Katvanga rejected Devata Indra. The Brahmana wives rejected their husbands. So in this way, you find in the scriptures that they did not incur sin, rather they were glorified for it. Ravana, Vibhishana is glorified. For rejecting mother, Bharata is glorified. For rejecting Indra, Katvanga is glorified. And the wives of the Brahmanas in Krishna Lila, they rejected the Brahmanas who are doing sacrifice, they are glorified. So they cannot deliver. That is why they were rejected.
Okay.
In other words, one should not accept worship to become a devata. To such an extent, one should not accept a wife to become a husband. If you want to become a husband, then go and get married. If you want to become an instrument to deliver this lady or this girl, then marry. You want to become a friend of someone, don't become a friend because you want to become a friend. You become a friend because you can deliver the person. One should not produce children to become father. One should not produce child to become mother. You should produce a child to deliver the child. That is the only purpose of all relationships.
So Maharaj, it's a huge responsibility. Very nicely you highlighted. So one thing is these responsible individuals who are indicated, they should not take up those positions if they cannot deliver their dependence. But when
Yes.
the other side of the coin, the dependents, you just now said Vibhishana rejected Ravana, Bali rejected Shukracharya, Prahlada rejected Hiranyakashipu, all those examples. So for people who have parents who are not devotees, even if they become obstruction to take up devotion, husbands who are not favorable for the wife performing devotion. So many examples like this. So they can't just walk away in all the cases and say, we will also reject just like all these devotees rejected. So what is the practical solution for them?
You cannot walk away physically, but walk away mentally.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Like, there are certain relationships which cannot be given up physically. But you can do a drama of being in that particular relationship and then continue your Krishna consciousness mentally. So Krishna accepted everything from the mind also. You mentally chant, you mentally be in the temple. But physically maybe in the house with that person who is. There are some circumstances where you can reject, you can. Some circumstances you cannot, then mental reject. Krishna accepts. Mind also you can do bhakti.
That's quite difficult, isn't it, Maharaj? I mean, it's not impossible, but it's not easy also.
Anything in this world is difficult. Tell me one thing which is easy in this world.
Nothing.
Except bhakti. Except thinking of Krishna and chanting the names of Krishna, everything is difficult. All are difficult. Even to cook some food is difficult.
Yeah.
You're alone at home and you want to make some dal, rice, sabji, chapatis. Why all these things? Yes, some rice, something is enough. So, that is also difficult.
Yes.
Which is a necessity for your life food. To cook, that also becomes difficult.
Yeah.
There's nothing in this world which is easy. Except chanting names of Krishna. But we have made that also difficult. That's the problem.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I really like how you turn the plates. Just now you said bhakti is the easiest thing, everything else is difficult. And somebody asked you, Bhagavad Gita, is it practical? You said Bhagavad Gita is the only practical thing, everything else is impractical. So you literally turn it 180 degrees. So Maharaj, moving to the next section now. So I'm on the 19th verse here. My transcendental body, Satchidananda Vigraha, looks exactly like a human form, but it is not a material human body. It is inconceivable. I am not forced by nature to accept a particular type of body. I take on a body by my own sweet will. My heart is also spiritual, and I always think of the welfare of my devotees. Therefore, within my heart can be found the process of devotional service, which is meant for the devotees. Far from my heart have I abandoned irreligion, adharma, and non devotional activities. They do not appeal to me. Due to all these transcendental qualities, people generally pray to me as Rishabhadeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the best of all living entities. So, Maharaj here clearly he himself is establishing that he is the Supreme Lord. And then in the next verse, Maharaj, 20th verse, Tasmad, therefore. My dear boys, you are all born of my heart, which is the seat of all spiritual activities. Therefore, you should not be like materialistic and envious men. You should accept your eldest brother Bharata, who is exalted in devotional service. If you engage yourself in Bharata's service, your service to him will include my service, and you will rule the citizens automatically. So why does he give this kind of specific instruction that you accept Bharata, your exalted brother, in devotional service, and then he says by serving him you're serving me, and automatically all the citizens you're ruling, that everything will be taken care of.
So just now, Shriva told you should not be attached to wife, children, wealth, etc. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, hey, why are you saying that we should serve our brother? Why should we be attached? Then he gives the reason. The reason why I am saying that you should worship your brother is your brother is not ordinary. Tasmad bhavanto hridayena jata sarve mahiyasham amum sanabham aklishta buddhya bharatam bhajastvam vai Shushrushanam tad Bharatam Prajanam, because Bharata is the best of the devotees. Now, initially I told service to the devotees is the highest thing. That is the cause of your liberation. Now we may say, how he is our brother, why is that, what kind of person is he? No, he is a devotee. The problem is you should change the vision now. Bharata is no more your brother. He is a devotee. So when you change the vision, then all problems are solved. You should worship him. Oh, we worship you. You are our Father, O Supreme Lord. We serve Narada. We serve so many exalted devotees. Why our brother? Why Bharata? Now we have to protect the citizens. We are now Kshatriyas. Now for that, Rishabha says, by worshipping Bharata, you worship me. And you get the strength to protect the citizens. And that is my desire. So the Lord is establishing that worship of my devotee is superior to worship of me. Here he tells Arjuna also in the Purana that Yame bhaktas jana partha name bhaktas tate jana mad bhaktanan je bhaktas teme bhaktas tamamata. One who is a devotee, my devotee is not a devotee. My devotee is actually my devotee. So same thing here. Rishabha is telling to all his sons that you worship Bharata. By worshipping Bharata, you are actually worshipping me. Yeah.
Okay. So Maharaj, in the next section, from verses 21 to 25, Rishabhadev is glorifying Brahmanas like anything. So here this 20 and 21st, is it? Yeah, 21st and 22nd verse, it's quite a long translation. I'll just give the gist of it. So basically, Rishabhadev is presenting a hierarchy of living beings, and finally it is culminating in Brahmanas. So he is telling that Brahmanas are the superior. Even I worship Brahmanas, and you should also worship Brahmanas. And he goes on to say that I accept all the sacrifices through them only, whatever they take. So if you can highlight this aspect, Maharaj, why is he glorifying Brahmanas like this?
After glorifying the Brahmanas, he talks about who is superior to the Brahmana.
Who is superior to Brahmana?
Then in the next verse he talks about who is superior to the Brahmanas.
Okay.
So first he established Brahmanas are superior.
Correct.
How superior to all the among all the living entities. Snakes are superior to plants, animals are superior to snakes, humans are superior to animals, and Gandharvas are superior to humans, Kinnaras. Then Indra is superior to all of them. Then sons of Brahma like Daksha are not superior. Shiva is superior. Shiva, son of Brahma, is superior to Daksha, and Brahma is superior to Lord Shiva. Then he says, I am superior to Brahma. The best of the Brahmanas are worshipped by me. So the best of the Vipras among Brahmanas are worshipped by me. Among the Brahmanas, the best are worshipped by me. Now, after speaking this, in the next verse, he says that nobody in this world is superior to the Brahmanas. The reason he gives in the next verse. The reason is Dridatanu Rurasi me Purani Yeneha Sattvam Paramam Pavitram. They have controlled their senses, their austerity, Tapahatitisha, because of their qualities. And not only that, among the Brahmanas, my devotees are the best. So that is, he describes in the 25th verse. To establish his devotees' position superior to the Brahmanas, first the Brahmanas' superiority is described. Today is Bhakti Thakur's appearance day. So there was a call by a few Brahmanas who had arranged a meeting, a sabha, because they were known as smartha Brahmanas. So these people, they were having a big sabha to establish a superiority of the Brahmanas to Vaishnavas. They thought when somebody becomes a devotee, it's a great fortune, because after their death, in the next life, they'll become Brahmanas.
Oh.
Like once Srila Prabhupada disciples went to one temple in Bengal. So there the pujari, he blessed them, seeing the devotion. And I bless you all that next life you will take birth in a Brahmin family.
Okay.
They were very happy to come and tell Prabhupada. If we went there, Pujari blessed us, next life we'll be born as a Brahmana. And Prabhupada told, you go and tell that we will bless you to take birth in ISKCON.
Wow.
And become a preacher of Krishna consciousness.
Yes, Jai.
So then Bhaktivinoda Thakur was very sick and he was not able to attend that meeting. And he was lamenting, is there nobody in this world who can go and present the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's understanding of Brahmanas versus Vaishnavas? So then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wrote a big essay and he showed it to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He was so happy, he told, you go. Bhaktivinoda Thakur went there and he was the last speaker. Everybody was glorifying how great are the Brahmanas, different slokas which in the scriptures where Krishna and different Vyasa and all these great people talk about the glory of the Brahmanas. So then the last speaker was Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. Then he took the mic and he started glorifying the Brahmanas in different script quotations in the scriptures which talk about it. And everyone was so happy. The next subject was, who is a Brahmana? Then they all became a little bit, their face became small. Who is a Brahmana? Brahmajana is the Brahmana. One who knows scriptures is a Brahmana. One who not by birth. It is the one should know scripture. One should be austere. One should not do a job. Doing a job means you're a Shudra. You're not a Brahmana. Then all became very. The qualification of the Brahmanas were speaking. What's the greatness of the Brahmanas? So then the third section of his speech was how Brahmanas have got many stages. That is Dvija, then Vipra, then first is Dvija, then becomes a Vipra. Dvija means he's just born, twice born. He is now just ready to study the Vedas. He is qualified to study the Vedas. And then the topmost of all the Brahmanas is Vaishnava. So when this was spoken, the whole crowd became so ecstatic. They wanted to come and touch the feet of, take the dust of the lotus feet of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And the whole crowd just coming and attacking the stage. And there was no way the police could not control. So the only way to control the crowd was the police came and then lifted Bhaktivinoda Thakur. They brought a huge drum of water. Put his feet in the water.
Oh my God.
And then they took Bhaktivinoda Thakur away. And that water was thrown on everyone. So then the crowd control happened.
Sure. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. You're truly a lion guru only. So Maharaj, moving forward, going to the 26th verse now. My dear sons, you should not envy any living entity, be he moving or non-moving. Knowing that I am situated in them, you should offer respect to all of them at every moment. In this way, you offer respect to me. So he's talking about the importance of respecting everyone here, Maharaj. So how does this equal vision naturally arise when we are sincerely practicing bhakti? Samadarshinaha, Pandita Samadarshinaha.
That happens only when you see Krishna is in everybody's heart as Paramatma.
Yeah.
Samadarshi means to see that Krishna is there in everybody's heart as Paramatma.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can see everybody as same. It is not that everybody is same.
Ah.
You see them as same
Mm-hmm.
because Krishna is there in everybody's heart.
Mm-hmm.
He is in heart of a cow, heart of a monkey, or heart of a donkey. Everybody's heart is there.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the meaning of Samadarshi,
Okay.
not the understanding of equal vision according to the
Yeah.
modern understanding.
Mm.
Men and women are equal. You should be treated equally.
Mm.
Oh, that means everybody should be seen equally. So your wife will see you and your friend in equal way. Is it okay? No, 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 no. Yeah, it's not. No, no, no. I'm her husband. Then okay, you have difference. At that time, you want difference. How is it?
Mm.
So equally means what? You see Krishna in everybody's heart,
Yeah.
and you treat them according to their status, according to one's relationship. That's called equality.
Okay. Okay.
Mother treats all her four children equally. Doesn't mean she gives uh, paratas to everyone. A
Mm.
3-month-old baby also paratha, 12-year-old boy also paratha, and
Mm.
6-year-old sick boy also paratha. No, equality means what? Okay, this baby requires milk. Oh, he's sick. For him, it is paratas.
Mm.
So like that.
Nice. Nice example, Maharaj. So, Maharaj, in the last section of this chapter, after giving such deeply profound instructions to his sons, why does Rishabhadev enact such extreme renunciation, this entire Avadhuta Leela that he manifests? If you can throw some light on that.
Avadhuta Leela is by default nature of a devotee.
Mm.
So one may be Avadhuta in the forest, one may be Avadhuta in the house.
Okay.
Like a madman. Avadhuta means a madman.
Mhm.
So when you are intoxicated by Krishna Prema, even you are in the house, people shout at you, you laugh at them.
Mhm.
So somebody may be Avadhuta in forest, somebody may be Avadhuta in their house.
Mm.
But ultimately, the nature of Krishna consciousness is that it makes you totally indifferent
Mm.
to all the activities of this world.
Mm.
So the Avadhuta Leela has been described that how he wanders around here and
Yes.
there,
Mm.
so goes to the forest, and because he's totally intoxicated in Krishna Prema, what uh, for him stool, urine is the same.
Mm.
Uh, so he is just like a python.
Yes.
Ajagara pravrutti means if somebody gives, he takes. Otherwise, he'll not eat only.
Mm.
So this is the Avadhuta Leela.
Okay.
And his stool and urine used to give wonderful fragrance because he's a liberated soul.
Mm.
And the fragrance used to spread to around 80 miles.
Wow. And being
Yeah.
the Supreme Lord, he is doing this. Is this to instruct us, Maharaj? Is there a lesson for all of us here?
One should act according to one's adhikar.
Yeah.
Now, seeing this, many people they try to imitate, and that's how this so-called religion called Jaina came
Mm.
into existence. So they thought, oh, Rishabdev is the first Tirthankara. We should do what he has done. But his tool used to give fragrance. Your tool is so obnoxious. So in this way, you are you have to follow the first part of this chapter, instructions.
Mm.
You should do anusaran, not anukaran.
Mm. Mm.
So by doing this, what is he instructing is that you act according to your maryada, according to
Mm.
adhikara.
Mm.
Adhikara.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what is it.
So, Maharaj, one other thing to highlight here. So just like Rishabhadev, externally if we see he appears dirty, neglected, and even haunted. But internally if we see, like you said, he is just deeply absorbed in supreme spiritual bliss. When we saw Shukadeva Goswami also, the way he entered, externally he looked a certain way, but internally he was such an elevated soul. So what can we learn from this, from these examples, from these great personalities, that we should not judge a sadhu by the externals, but we should be more inclined towards the internals.
Yeah, we should not judge him by externals. We should judge him by internals. Not only just sadhu, anybody,
Mhm.
So uh, what is externally seen, because you may not understand. The only measurement of one's sadhutva is attachment to Krishna. So sadhu lakshanas are already described in the third canto, 25th chapter.
Mhm.
Tikshva, Karunika, Surya, Sradena, Vajata Shatrava, Shanta, Sadhava, Sadhubhusha.
Mhm.
These are the tatastha lakshanas, external characteristics of a sadhu.
Mhm.
But the internal characteristic of a sadhu is what? That is, madarte tekta karamanaha, madarte tekta bandavaha. For the purpose of Krishna, he is willing to give up his karma, his own family.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean he gives up. He is willing to do anything for Krishna.
Mhm.
That's the love. When you love someone, you are willing to do anything for that person.
Yeah. Nice. So Maharaj, getting into the next chapter, that is chapter number 6. So Parikshit is asking an interesting question here. The text one, Rajo Vacha. I'll just read the translation. King Parikshit asked Shukadeva Goswami, "My dear Lord, for those who are completely pure in heart, knowledge is attained by the practice of bhakti yoga and attachment fruitive activity is completely burned to ashes. For such people, the powers of mystic yoga automatically arise. They do not cause distress. Why then did Rishabhadeva neglect them?" So, what is he asking here, and why, in answer to this question, Shukadeva Goswami is talking about the nature of the mind, that no matter how elevated one is, they will never ever make friendship with the mind. So, what is going on here, Maharaj?
Parikshit Maharaj's question is very simple. It
Mhm.
says, for those who have burnt up the seed of karma
Mhm.
by yoga, um, hmm, what is wrong in they having the mystic powers and opulences, etc., etc.? That's his question.
Okay.
Exalted devotees like Shabde, they had so much of powers. Um, hmm, and these are not a problem for them.
Mhm.
Sukadeva Goswami said, yes, it is
Mhm.
true.
Mhm.
Those intelligent people uh, who have attained self-realization, they are not disturbed by the opulences of this world. They are not disturbed by the mystic potencies which they attain.
Okay.
But don't trust the mind. Anything can
Mhm.
happen anytime.
Mhm.
And this mind is like a cunning person. Hmm. So, intelligent person, in spite of being so self-realized, but still he's very careful.
Okay.
Yeah. Because his mind is like a friend, but actually is an enemy.
Mhm.
The friend gains your trust so much, and you trust him so much because of his affection, because of his help, and then you say, okay, don't worry, take my ATM card. Then gone. Friend gone, money gone, everything gone.
Yeah.
So mind is like that.
Mhm.
So he talks about the nature of mind to make others caution. He's giving a caution to others that in spite of you being so transcendental, don't trust your mind.
Mhm.
And gives the example, Lord Shiva also.
Mhm.
Happened to Lord Shiva. He did so much of austerity. Mohini,
Yeah.
he was Dhira. In spite of all the agitation, by Parvati, he was not disturbed. But the same Lord Shiva got agitated by Mohini. Shaubari Rishi, what all he did.
Yeah.
He was under the water doing tapasya, but he also got. So he's cautioning everyone.
And what does it mean to trust the mind, Maharaj? Saying yes to everything it says, or what?
Trusting the mind means that giving an opportunity for the mind and expose it for sense enjoyment.
Oh.
Giving time and giving opportunity for the mind, for sense enjoyment.
Okay.
That's called trusting the mind. चलता है, थोड़ा बहुत चलता है means little bit, okay, little bit is okay. That's all. Then mind takes makes sure that the yogi falls for the position.
Interesting. Okay. So Maharaj, now the way Rishabhadev leaves. So I'll just quote from 7th verse here. Actually, Lord Rishabhadeva had no material body, but due to Yogamaya, he considered his body material, and therefore, because he played like an ordinary human being, he gave up the mentality of identifying with it. Following this principle, he began to wander all over the world. While traveling, he came to the province of Karnataka, in South India, and passed through Konka, Venka, and Kutaka. He had no plan to travel this way, but he arrived near Kutakachala and entered a forest there. He placed stones within his mouth and began to wander through the forest, naked and with his hair disheveled like a madman. And the 8th verse, while he was wandering about, a wild forest fire began. This fire was caused by the friction of bamboos, which were being blown by the wind. In that fire, the entire forest near Kutakachala and the body of Lord Rishabhadeva were burnt to ashes. So it's quite a dramatic disappearance of Rishabhadeva. So if you can share this, and also Maharaj, in the commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he was writing how all the animals, birds, the various living entities who died in this forest fire, the fire destroyed their gross bodies. But however, Rishabhadev, who happened to be in the forest, he destroyed their subtle bodies, and as a result of that, all those living entities in the forest, they attained the liberation. So if you can explain a little bit on this.
So I've been to this place. One of
Oh,
Prabhupada's
nice.
disciples, he had purchased a big property there, some eco village.
Okay.
It's known as Kulachadri.
Oh.
So if you go to Udupi and the north of Udupi on the road of Kundapura, there is Mukambika temple. Mukambika. So on top of the hill, the Mukambika, that still the Trishula is still there, where she killed that Mukha Rakshasa. So there is one place on. If you go further up the hill, there is one place called Kudachadri. So that is what is mentioned here, Kutaka.
Okay.
The name Kutaka is because of Hanuman when he was bringing the mountain, Pranagiri Parvata. The top of the mountain fell down there.
Oh.
That is where Sripad Shankaracharya also did tapasya and attained some jnana. That is what is being described. So that is a place where Rishabdev went.
Okay.
And so Rishabhadeva is the incarnation of Supreme Lord. When he unmanifests his pastimes, just imagine, will he not take all the people around him?
Yes, definitely.
All the plants and all the other different living entities, they all got liberation along with Rishabdeva. Yeah.
Okay. And Maharaj, towards the end here, the Jainism religion that is talked about, King Arhat, how he imitated and all that. I think you already very briefly touched upon it. You want to say anything about the dangers of imitating great personalities like Rishabhadev, Maharaj?
Yeah, very good. You can imitate. First imitate Lord Shiva drinking poison, then you can do all imitations.
Okay.
So it is Anukaran and Anusaran. The whole purpose is to do Anu Saran. Follow what has been told, not Anu Karan. You should not imitate. So people try to imitate Krishna. Oh, Krishna did Ras. I'll also do some Ras. But that is not possible. That is why there it is described that those people who want to do Ras, because Krishna did Ras, first they should lift Govardhan and then come and do Ras. Why don't you drink poison like Lord Shiva drank poison? So everybody should act according to one's adhikar. Like somebody says, oh, Vibhishana left his brother Ravana, so I'll also leave my brother. Now Kaikeyi was rejected by Bharata, I'll reject my mother. Okay, are you like Bharata?
Yeah.
That's the point.
And finally, Maharaj, why is Shukadeva Goswami turning to the point of he's telling the entire dynasty of Priyavrata Maharaj is glorified because Rishabhadeva was in it, and the dynasty of Dhruva is glorified because Prutu appeared in it. So like this, he gives a long list. Is he giving some kind of reassurance to Parikshit because Parikshit may be feeling bad that Krishna did not appear in his dynasty?
Yeah. When Krishna appears in the whichever dynasty appears, the dynasty becomes very glorified. And Parikshit is very depressed. Oh, he did not appear in my dynasty. But Krishna stayed in their house, the Pandavas' house. Though he appeared, but he was spending most of the time with the Pandavas. So in this way, encourages him.
Very nice. So how the teacher, the speaker is so compassionate, so merciful, even unsaid things he's able to detect and answer in such a way to give that kind of confidence to the listener.
Yes.
So Maharaj, I was thinking of going to the next chapter, but keeping an eye on the time, I think we will not be able to do justice to it. So can we take it up in the next episode, Maharaj? Bharatas will start from the next episode. Yeah.
Yes. Next chapter is the subject also.
Correct. Yes, Maharaj. So anything in the closing, Maharaj, on the glorious appearance, the activities and the disappearance teachings of Lord Rishabhadev?
The very first words itself should be memorized.
Okay.
And then understand that spiritual life is just completely dependent on your service to Mahat. So whatever you do, you should do a seva to Srila Prabhupada. Then Mahat seva, vimukte, dwaramahur vimukte. It becomes the dwara, the door for liberation.
Yes. Beautiful. And that's a nice segue to Brahmastra also. So Maharaj, like Bharata Maharaj, we will see he had gone all the way up to Bhava, and we saw so many spiritual glorious qualities of Rishabhadev. And just now you were highlighting again, re-emphasizing repeatedly about Mahat Seva. So in this context for Brahmastra Maharaj, the different stages of Bhakti, Srila Rupa Goswami gives 9 stages, but Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives 14 stages. So I thought I'll give you some of these stages of Bhakti. And if you can say one distinguishing characteristic of that particular stage, how do we know that which stage I am?
Okay.
Yes, Maharaj. So we'll start with Mahat Seva, Maharaj. If you can say one sentence about that, 1 or 2 sentences.
Mahat Seva should be understood as the Mahat Kripa. Mahat Kripa, Mahat Seva. So sometimes people think that by doing Mahat Seva, I get Mahat Kripa. No. Mahat Seva itself is a Kripa of Mahat. An opportunity of serving a Mahat itself is the Kripa.
Nice. Okay. So next
if you are serving, if you are serving Srila Prabhupada, some way or other, according to your position, then that itself, the opportunity of serving itself is the mercy of Prabhupada.
Nice. Okay. So I was going to say Mahatkrupa, but you already touched upon it. So we'll move to the next one. Next is Shraddha Maharaj. Faith.
Whether you understand or don't understand,
Uh-huh.
whether you're happy or not happy, whether you're recognized or not recognized,
Mm.
whether you are you are appreciated or not appreciated,
Uh-huh.
you still continue serving Prabhupada. That is called Shraddha.
Mm.
Whether you understand the scripture or don't understand scripture, you still continue studying scriptures.
Mm.
Irrespective of the external
Mm-hmm.
aspects,
Mm-hmm.
you continue performing devotional service. That is called Shraddha.
Mm. Very instructive. Very nice. Sadhu Sangha.
Sadhu Sangha technically means initiation, Diksha.
Okay.
I was doing on Sanatan Goswami's meeting Chaitanya. There, Sanatan Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, "Oh, how can you destroy your body? It is my body. It is not your body anymore."
Yeah.
So, considering that Krishna wants to accomplish,
Mm-hmm.
our Sampradayik Acharyas and Srila Prabhupada wants to accomplish something through my body.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Because my body is not my body anymore.
Mm.
My assets are not my assets anymore. That is called Sadhu Sangha.
Wow.
Diksha kale shishya kare atma samarpan. Say kale Krishna kare atma saman.
Mm.
When your guru thinks or he accepts all of yours as his, when
Mm.
Krishna accepts you as his own, atma saman means that.
Mm.
That's called Diksha.
That is beautiful. I really like the way you explained. Very, very different and very meaningful. So next, Bhajana Kriya.
Sometimes people say, "Oh, when I'm chanting, my mind is not, mind is wavering, going here and there."
Mm.
So then at that time I give them a reply that when you are doing a job in some company
Mm-hmm.
or somebody is a watchman, now he has to spend 12 hours, 6 o'clock till 6 o'clock.
Mm.
So sometimes he dozes off.
Mm.
Sometimes mind goes here and there, isn't it?
Mm.
But still his hajari is there, na? So he'll be
Yeah.
paid for it.
Mm. Mm. Okay.
His attendance is there. So I say that let the mind do whatever it wants to do,
Yeah.
but still your hajari is there.
Mm.
You are done your work, isn't it? Let Krishna also do some work for you.
Mm.
That's called bhajana kriya.
Nice. That's hope giving, actually.
Yeah.
Very nice. Nice example. Anartha Nivritti.
To understand that there is no problem in this world, there is only one problem, that is myself.
Mm.
I am the problem for myself.
Mm.
And that's called anartha nivritti.
Mm. Yes. Okay. Nishtha, firm faith.
As I told before also in the bhajana kriya, same thing applies to nishtha also, because both are bhajana kriya. One is anishtita, other is called nishtita.
Mm.
So I'll repeat the same statement. That is, let whatever may happen, let it happen, and nothing to do with that. I am only interested in my chanting. I am only interested in reading Bhagavatam. I am only interested in my serving.
Mm.
Let it happen. Let the whatever may happen, let it happen.
Mm.
To have this conviction, that is
Mm.
called nishtha.
Mm.
Like somebody is having bhojan.
Mm.
So tasty, so nice. Somebody is standing behind you and then beating you.
Mm.
Then you do whatever you want. I do whatever I want.
Mm.
Becoming carefree,
Mm.
not careless.
Yeah.
That's called Nishta.
Amazing. Book series, wonderful. Ruchi?
Cheese, I want more.
Mm.
And you something tasty, I want more. You're eating, looking, I want more.
Mm.
That's called ruchi.
Mm-hmm.
So you're doing bhajan, chanting, but you want more, you want more.
Mm.
The spark of lobha has increased. That's called ruchi.
Wonderful. Asakti?
Asakti means to be in a position where you just cannot live without doing bhajan. I cannot live without it.
Mm.
It's a mood. I cannot live without it.
Mm.
I cannot live without devotees. I cannot live without Bhagavatam.
Mm.
To think that my life, I wasted my day, wasted my time.
Mm.
This hour went away without bhajan, without that vyakulata. It's called asakti. To be always eager to meet. When you're asakta, if you're attached to someone, you're always eager to meet the person whom you're attached to.
Yeah. Mm.
So the person you're attached to is Krishna. And there he is in the form of Bhagavatam, in the form of the holy name, in the form of the devotees, in the form of the deity. So always some eagerness to go and meet Bhagavatam, go and hear Bhagavatam. That's asakti.
Wow. Bhava, Maharaj?
Bhava is a totally transcendental position. That means you don't even know what's happening in this world. That's called bhava. You're crying, you're laughing, you're having all the ecstasies. Nayanam galadashodharaya vadanam gadgadardhaya gira. And you're not bothered about what people are thinking about you at all. There's a lot of manifestations of love of God. Love of God cannot be tolerated by this body. So all these ecstatic symptoms come.
Yeah.
So in the Bhava Bhakti, you even think that this moksha, alabhuta krut, I don't even want liberation.
Finally, Maharaj, prema, our ultimate goal of life.
Prema, it attracts Krishna. You don't have to go to Krishna. Krishna means attracted. Krishna akarshani. Krishna wants to come and see you. Krishna wants to meet you. At the time of Sangrananda Visheshatma, for you, at that time, bhajan becomes more relishable than Krishna's presence. That's the stage of prema.
Beautiful. So, Maharaj, finally, one personal question I'll ask. I'll take the liberty to ask this. Exactly 8 years ago, so on Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's appearance day, that time it came on February 5th, today is February 6th, I received initiation. And interestingly, at that time, I didn't have anybody to actually explain to me what was initiation and all that, but I was excited about it. But by divine arrangement, I ran into a video of yours where you had given a class on initiation. And it was a less than an hour lecture, I think. But when I heard, it gave me so much of clarity and the kind of, my excitement went to another level. Okay, so this is what is initiation, all the 5 different aspects of initiation that you talked about and all that. So my question was, on that day when I was sitting there in front of the fire yajna and all that, the level of fire that I had is like, oh, I want to do so much. And then the kind of enthusiasm and excitement I had. So that after a while, it kind of fades out. So what should I do in order to keep that fire going? That fire should only increase, not fade. My enthusiasm and excitement to serve you, to serve Srila Prabhupada, I wanted to only increase and never decrease. So what are some practical things that I have to do to keep fanning that spark, that fire?
So that fire is anishtita bhajana kriya. That fire is there, but that is actually temporary, like uh, utsahamayi.
Yeah.
It is like a balloon. When you blow the balloon, it becomes big, and then leave the balloon. Then you find goes around, and after some time you don't find the balloon.
Mhm.
So it is at one corner, like a dead rat.
Mm.
So definitely there is an advancement.
Mm.
Don't try to uh, have the same utsaha like utsahamai,
Okay.
because that utsaha, one puncture would
Mm.
make you disheartened.
Mm.
But over a period of time, one becomes matured with utsaha, matured utsaha, which is
Mm.
having dhairya along with it, patience along with it.
Ah, okay.
Utsaha nischayat padhairiyat. The initial utsaha is only utsaha, that is rajas, rajoguna.
Uh-huh.
And without utsaha, dhairya is tamoguna.
Okay.
And utsaha and dhairya are to be balanced. You should have utsaha with dhairya,
Mm.
dhairya with utsaha, and that is balanced by nischaya, confidence.
Wow. Mm.
So, what keeps the utsaha and dhairya
Mm.
balanced is confidence, utsaha, nischayat. What is that nischaya? Avashya rakshive Krishna. What I am
Mm.
doing is perfect.
Mm.
I don't have to do anything else. Just I continue what I am doing, that I'll reach perfection of life. Utsaha is
Mm.
what? I am doing this thing. Is it enough or what? No, I should do
Ah.
something else.
Mm.
So that's called,
Mm.
that's passion.
Mm.
Patience without utsaha is what? Things will happen.
Mm.
Now let's see if time is there. Array, so many exalted devotees have fallen down. What to speak of that? What's so big thing in that?
Mm.
That's called tamoguna.
Mm.
So confidence to continue what I'm doing.
Mm.
Hmm. More than 8 to 10 times I have met my Guru Maharaj
Mhm.
alone without any purpose as such. Just he was there, it happened, so I just met him.
Okay.
Then I had to ask something, tell something.
Mm.
Then I used to ask him, any instructions, Maharaj?
Yeah.
His only one reply was, continue what you're doing.
Wow.
And sometimes, any special instructions?
Mm.
Smile and say, you're doing good, continue what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's,
Mm.
Maharaj, you want me to do something else in your project where here, there's something special here and there? No, just stick to what you're doing. That is the only reply I ever got.
Okay.
Nothing very secret, top secrets, nothing. This is only secret.
Mm. Mm.
Continue what you're doing. That means
Mm.
you have confidence that what you are doing is going to yield results.
Yeah.
That's nischaya,
Mm.
confidence. It's more important than utsaha and
Mm.
idea.
Mm. So beautiful. Thank you so much, Maharaj. And this Mahat Seva and Mahat Krupa you were talking about. So, this 8 years, whatever has sustained me is the Bhiksha that you have given me and Prabhupada has given me. And I continue to beg to keep giving me that Bhiksha of your service in whatever way possible. So, may I continue to draw inspiration from Guru Janas like you and Prabhupada and continue to serve for the time to come. So, thank you so much, Maharaj. So, Hare Krishna, everyone. There we go. So, this was our discussion, episode number 69. So, we have wrapped up the pastime of Rishabhadev. But next episode, in the 70th one, when we come back, we are going to talk about the three lives of Bharata, the King Bharata, and the dear Bharata, and the Jada Bharata. So, don't go anywhere. We will catch you. It's going to get super exciting and filled with so many nectarian lessons. So, we will see you in the next episode. Until then, as always, stay Krishna conscious and stay inquisitive. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.